Hi everyone, I have continued Nicole's Netflix theme for this learning and evaluation 2-year forward look. I hope you enjoy that. So where next? So Substance Consortium, so Substance Sheffield Hallam and Cavell Associates are now confirmed as our evaluation partner until 2023, which is brilliant news. And what we'll be focusing on in the next 2 years is really sharing the learning more widely. So working with you to share it with your networks across GM, but then also working nationally with Sport England to get what we're learning really embedded across our systems. So that will involve creating the tools and building up the skills and capacities for people to be able to share, take ownership of and embed the evaluation within localities. We will be exploring how we can use kind of case studies of real people to make the learning feel tangible and having an impact on real people's lives, as well as the story of how change happened and how we're changing the system in order to increase active lives. So the key plot points to look out for in the next 2 years, that should be until 2023, is an alignment between the process and the impact evaluations. So you can see what happened, which is the impact, so you can see the changes that you've made, and then couple that with the process evaluation, which is how you've done it. So it'll feel a little bit less just disjointed, hopefully, and the two things should come together quite nicely. Obviously, we'll still have timelines based on the submission to Sport England, and we don't know when they'll be yet. We'll continue to create the spaces for learning to be shared interactively. We know this is how people learn best. So creating spaces for people to reflect and share learning and sense make what the evaluation team are hearing in a number of different spaces, and this might involve working with system leadership work to ensure that's done in the right way. We will continue to connect across other local pilot areas to hear about all the great stuff that they're doing and see if there's anything that can kind of be brought across and shared, as well as taking what we've learned to other areas. Hopefully we'll kind of create the tools and give the skills that you need to be able to share the learning within your own network, so it's not relying on the evaluation team or the core team to be sharing the evaluation. It feels owned by localities. And so we'll do this through creating the kind of tools and the evaluation principles and really kind of embedding and sharing this evaluation approach to create a bit of a legacy of evaluation across this, the GM system. And we hope by the end of the 2 years that we'll have an ever more likely explanation of how we can use whole system change to increase activity levels and reduce inequalities. So the protagonists would be the core team working together to share the learning and to understand how change is happening from the evaluation, and really push the use of evaluation and ownership from localities. The other catalysts, so marketing, engagement and workforce and leadership, all coming together to support each other to make kind of change happen as guided by the learning. We've got a brilliant evaluation team. They are nationally recognised, and we're really lucky to have them look at this work and help us create this change to increase active lives. People and localities, which is all of you that engage with and really value the evaluation. I think the more that we can do that, the faster change can happen. And then we recognise that you know, things won't always be perfect, and we really value your feedback and things that haven't maybe worked as well, or things that have worked really well. So to continue that feedback loop so we can refine our approach, and energy isn't wasted doing things that don't work as well. So the antagonists or the detractors would be, we're still stuck in a bit of a cycle where maybe other funders or commissioners are more traditional in their approach to measurement, and there's an ask to show things in terms of KPIs and more quantitative measures. So that's kind of a continual thing that we have to stand our ground about, and show some of the flaws in trying to measure change in this way. It can be really difficult to be trapped between two systems in localities. So if you're working in the local pilot where you've had this freedom, and then going back to your locality, which is a bit traditional, it's a really hard place to be. And then the time that we all have to reflect, and it's not valued as much maybe as it could be, and it's not seen as the work, even though it's in preparation, and it helps you do the work better. So we're building up from strength. We have done the deep dive sessions in the local pilot forums over the last year, and we'll continue to build on that. And maybe adapt it slightly. There's great relationships with localities and the embedded researchers, and likewise with the rest of the evaluation team. So we'll continue to grow and develop that. We produce a range of formats for the evaluation when it's being written. So continuing to try and make that as accessible as possible, and use engaging and innovative ways for that to happen. And then working with Karen and marketing to make sure it's shared via social media, and kind of pushed out to partners, using all of that marketing skill that we have in the team. Thank you.